So how do you know if you are called to do ministry, to maybe be a missionary, or to reach out and connect with people in the Twitch space? Well, there's a couple of ways to assess it. Some of it has to do with overall. Are you already engaged on Twitch? Uh, if I was called to another platform, am I already over there? Do I already have connections? Do I already know people? Is one way to approach it. So, am I already familiar with the platform, with the space, with that place? Am I called to it? That's one way. The other is that the person that I feel called to? Twitch is a gaming platform primarily. That is first and foremost what it started out as. It's expanded into other areas. I'm usually in the other areas, but am I called to reach gamers? If you're called to reach gamers and gamers are on Twitch, then that's where you would reach out to them. If in a physical space, I was called to reach single moms, where are the single moms at? I would look for where the single moms are, and I would go to the place where I'm going to meet single moms. If it's someone with some other need that I have compassion for, that I feel that God has called me, I have a giftedness or a personal experience from life that calls me to reach that person, then I want to find out where they are. So let's say you do feel you're called to gamers. You do feel that that's the culture that you're called to, that something resonates with you, or you're just called to a segment of it. I feel called to young, teenage, 20-something guys. And where do they gather? It could be any one of those things, but you say, I think that that's who I'm called to, where I'm called to, the space that I'm at. Go and spend time there. Go find out if you like the culture that's there. I don't mean you're embracing it. I just mean that sitting and watching games, understanding how the chat works and saying, yeah, this energizes me. This compels me to invest more. And then along the way, I just think this is good. Thinking of, no matter what the platform is, don't show up the first day you think you should be there if you've never been there and start doing anything. You should go in to the place, just like a missionary going overseas would. You go into the place of Twitch. You hang out in that sphere. You make observations. You begin to learn the culture, and then you begin to adapt your giftedness, your calling to go into the space. And in a normal ministry setting, I would say one of the most important things to do, in addition to being in prayer about it, is go talk to your pastor about it. Go talk to other spiritual leaders about it. But being called to Twitch isn't going to be the same today that being called to China is, or being called to India is. It's going to be different. You need to be a lot more discerning of who you trust to help you discern through that. So someone who's in a digital space doing something for ministry in digital space would be a trusted person. It doesn't mean they're a pastor. Or if you know other streamers in the space, go to them and ask them to pray about it. Ask them to ask you questions about it so that you can say, here's who I'm called to. Here's the game or the platform, or the within the platform, or the thing I'm going to do, or how I'm called. Start having all of your questions of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, the commitment that you can make, all of those things. Label all of those out. Ask more questions to verify and validate, in fact, God is calling you. And when all of those things keep reinforcing that, write those down. I'm going to tell you this is a little extra. Write those down, hold on to them, because when you're in the grind and saying, maybe I really wasn't called here, you can go back and go, no, God verified, my friends validated, my pastor, my support group all said, yes, we see it in you, so that you can hold on to it when it gets hard, when you can hold on to it when the struggles happen. The same way someone overseas would have friends who are praying for them, praying with them, that you're sharing things. You can go back to that same group of people who are invested in seeing God work through you in the kingdom. So those would be some of the things. I'm sure there's more questions you would have, but start with those and then continue to build relationships in the platform, reach out to them, and just move forward as God leads you.